I absolutely love looking back at the lives of actors and actresses that we remember from classic TV shows, especially when they've gone on to do something completely different. If you're a fan of the late 70s television series The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries, you might have wondered whatever happened to that second Nancy Drew. You know, the one who replaced Pamela Sue Martin? The actress that I'm talking about is Janet Louise Johnson, although these days she is better known as Janet Lansbury. And during much of her acting career, she was actually known as Janet Julian. But to me, she will always be Janet Louise Johnson, which is her given birth name. I scoured the internet trying to figure out why she switched her name to Janet Julian, but so far I haven't had any success. If any of you know the answer, please share it with me in the comment section of this video. For your friendly neighborhood pop culture historian, you know, moi, Janet's most memorable and important role was playing Nancy Drew. This was a big moment for her career, even though she was stepping into a tricky spot. Like I said earlier, Janet was brought in to replace the original actress, Pamela Sue Martin. The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries ran from 1977 to 1979 and was based on the popular book series by Franklin W. Dixon and Carolyn Keene. Janet joined the cast in 1978 during the second season, and I think although she's credited with 5 episodes, I think she actually only appeared in 4. Right after solving mysteries, Janet went into deep space for another notable television role, at least for me, Lieutenant Bree in the original science fiction series Battlestar Galactica. On that show, she played a female colonial warrior, and she appeared in 4 episodes during that program's one and only season on ABC. For the next few years, it appears that Janet was a favorite of TV producer Glenn A. Larson, and she appeared on several of his TV shows, including playing a character named Tommy in a handful of episodes of BJ and the Bear, and then making guest appearances on shows like The Fall Guy and Knight Rider. While never really breaking out and becoming a big star, Janet had quite the acting career that lasted over 20 years. During that time, she showed she could do all sorts of different genres, from nighttime soap operas to horror movies. In film, some folks might remember her for the 1982 slasher flick Humongous. Although I must admit that I haven't seen that one. I should probably check and see if it's on Tubi. Tubi has a lot of old-time horror movies like that one. Janet also starred in 2 films directed by the well-known director Abel Ferrara. Fear City in 1984 and King of New York in 1990. Additional TV work included guest roles on a number of popular shows of the era, like Simon and Simon, Columbo, Murder, She Wrote, and Diagnosis Murder. From everything that I've read, Janet must have been a joy to work with. Case in point, she had this recurring role in the soap opera Falcon Crest in 1989. She appeared in 6 episodes as a character named Cookie Nash. But here's the interesting thing. Janet was not the producer's first choice for that role. In fact, they had already hired another actress, Cornelia Guest, and had filmed a bunch of scenes with her when the producers made the decision that she just wasn't right for the role. And that's when they brought Janet in. Many of you who follow my channel know that I'm a huge comic book fan, so an important role for me later on that Janet did was the recurring role of Dr. Ann Fisk on the TV series Swamp Thing, where she appeared in 4 episodes between 1991 and 1993. Then in 1995, Janet decided to leave the acting world. She did this specifically because she wanted to focus on raising her family. She had gotten married to Michael Lansbury in 1990. Interestingly, Michael is the nephew of actress Angela Lansbury. All told, they have 3 children together. After her first child was born, Janet started looking for information on how to raise children. This search led her to be mentored by Magda Gerber, a celebrated infant expert and the founder of Resources for Infant Educators, RIE. Inspired by Gerber's ideas, Janet became deeply involved in the RIE movement. Today, she's known mostly as Janet Lansbury, an American educator, author, and teacher. Her commitment to parent education began in earnest when she started teaching RIE and joined the RIE Board of Directors in 1995. Her method centers on treating babies as whole people from the very beginning and respecting them. In 2009, Janet started a parent education blog that now has over 400 posts. She then became an author, writing 2 popular books that share her ideas on respectful parenting, Elevating Child Care and No Bad Kids. And in 2015, she launched the successful weekly podcast titled Janet Lansbury Unruffled, where she talks about common parenting worries through the lens of respectful child care. The podcast has been a top performer in its category for years now. Yep, Janet's journey has been an interesting one to say the least. Who knew that decades after she played one of fiction's most beloved detectives, Janet would still be working hard to solve one of life's truly greatest mysteries, parenthood.
Humongous. Six people stranded, cornered, hunted. Because here on Dog Island, something evil has been growing for 30 years. Humongous. It's loose, it's angry, and it's getting hungry.
The new issue of RetroFan is out. You can preview it at tomorrows.com.
You are special.
You didn't have to do it, but you did. So thank you very much for your support, for your support, for your support. Thank you very much.
Click on that thumbnail cause it's time to go. Dave's got the classics, let the memories flow. TV shows and movies that we all hold so dear. On his YouTube channel he's keeping memories near. Dave Sundstrom, bringing back the good stuff, oh yeah.